Hello guys, this is Oatmilk and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be drawing characters from my book series called Starfire Future. It is an Alterhuman book and you can find it in as a link in my community tab and also I believe in my description as well. So I started out with this free quadrobic space and I'm going to be drawing the protagonist. Her name is Mushu and I think the book only has about 1.25 chapters so far. But Mushu is getting like a lot of attention on my Google Classroom. Like code is also in my profile if you want to join our pack. The more the merrier. So yeah, I got this free base just online. And it said, you can use it however you want. And so I just started tracing it because I really love these I really like clean lines instead of like just like kind of random lines. That's just sort of like my own personal art style preference thing. And here you can see this like atrocious drawing of like the head. Don't worry, that will get removed later on. It's not going to be like a circle like that. It's just like the base is just kind of like mostly a reference. And so I did end up moving the legs, as you can see right about here. I wanted to try and keep the original like pose because I really did love this pose. However, I just don't think it was really like working anatomy wise for what I was trying to go for. So I actually ended up, if I remember correctly, copy and pasting that first leg. And yeah, I'm just like, kind of clean up the lines a bit here as well. And as far as like the feet go, the toes are just always going to be a little weird. So just kind of ignore that. I do clean them up a little bit, but it's definitely not ideal. I feel like a lot of people have problems with hands and feet and drawing those sorts of appendages. So don't come after me. I'm not this like great artist or anything. And here I was trying to like draw a tail because I just thought it could be really because that's what the base showed, and I thought that'd be like cool. But then I realized I think I'm gonna add the tail at the very end. So I think here is where I started to play around with the color palette, just the colors that I wanted for Mushu's clothes, and I think I made another color palette later for her hair, but yeah, this was specifically for her clothes, and I was trying to base it off of things that I see off like Pinterest and other things that I wear and things that are in the theory like community that specifically like this one pair of like green pants I just see everywhere, and I also own this sweater myself, but it's like a gray and black striped sweater. So as you can see here, I was just like getting like the basic framework. I'm not sure if I like how the pants turned out, but it's kind of too late to change it now. But I really do enjoy how the sweater came out, as you will see a bit later. So I was just playing around with the right shade of green and the layering, and I had like this like skin tone like palette, and because I wanted to get it kind of realistic, and I was having a little bit of trouble with that. And here's where I start fixing the toes just a little bit, and I'm using a black outline for all of this, and with the pencil tool, and it's on I think 6.4. So I feel like her like hands and feet kind of turned out to be more paw-ish, which is I suppose kind of like fine, because yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not necessarily realistic because like we do have physically human, but I don't know. I think it turned out fine. I actually really do love how it turned out. Yeah, so like one of the iconic things about her character design, my OC's character design, is her wrist wraps, because she does a lot of quadrobics, and in this pose she's obviously doing quads. So I wanted to really get like that detailing for the wrist wraps. I tried like different colors of like the straps. So I don't know if you guys know this, but when you wear a wrist wrap, you have to put a strap around it, and there's also like a little metal bar to like help straighten your wrist. When I do quads, you don't want your wrist to be straight. Obviously, you'd like break everything. But if you move like that metal band up a little bit, it can like really support your like forearm. So that's what I prefer, and I kind of envisioned her to be doing this as well. So here I was trying to figure out how to make like a little bump. They're kind of like, not like a bump, but like a demonstration of like the I don't know what it's called, the Velcro. But I think it turned out pretty okay. And I also changed the background to pink just so I could see things a little better, and because pink is amazing. And yeah, I don't know if it's really clear, but that little silver thing in the middle, that is supposed to be like the little metal piece. Here I was experimenting with the colors that I wanted to make for the metal piece, and I just couldn't quite find the correct shade of silver. And here is where I had to log out and then go back in because my little selector tool wasn't really working. And yeah, I think it was because I think it was because my mouse was like on the enter key or something, and yeah. So I did end up duplicating the wrist wrap and to make it look exactly the same because I did not feel like redrawing it over again, and I just put that in place. And here I started experimenting with what I wanted the sweater to look like. I do wish I could have like drawn it to be a little more baggy, but I'm not a great artist and I had no idea how to do it. I mean, I'm not an artist at all, really. I just got bored and felt like playing around to make my character. Again, Starfire Future is like a very slowly updated book, but I feel like a lot of people are enjoying it so far, so if you want to check it out, please do. And I ended up going with the dark gray stripes over the even darker gray like base, I guess. I was originally going to have like one of those like graphic tees, and then you can wear another shirt with the stripes underneath it. And I really do like that idea, but then I just kept getting reminded of my favorite ever sweater, and so that's actually, yeah, what we ended up doing. I mean, what I ended up doing, I guess. And I had to do a lot of like strange layering things because I was confused and it wasn't really working. As you can see here, I was struggling just a little bit, and I didn't know if I wanted to make like the shirt white or like the stripes to be white, but I feel like the white was a bit harsh. Even when I toned down the white a bit, it was still a bit too harsh for my liking and kind of like was too bright compared to the pants, and yeah. So I continued with this striping, and I was like really trying to get the correct thickness working, and I ended up like making the size of the brush tool to be larger, and that really helped a lot. So yeah, I think later yeah, okay, so here I'm adding some details around the stripes to make it look a bit fuzzy, a bit more, just a little bit more realistic, because this sweater is kind of like unwoven aesthetic, and is that an aesthetic? Unwoven? Yeah, so okay, so now it's like adding like some little like curly pieces, make it seem like the fabric and as well as the wrist wraps and the pants are just all coming like undone a little bit because they're just used so much. And she's like running around on all fours through the woods, over rocks, and it might like, yeah. And I also like added like asymmetrical like rips, and I think that's my favorite part about this whole thing. So I don't love the pants, love them. It's just the rips though are just so realistic. I feel like that's like probably my favorite, or one of my favorite parts about this whole thing. That and the wrist wraps, I think, are my favorite part of her outfit. And yeah, here I'm adding like some more little details, and I was trying to like add like super fuzzy like hem on the intersection there, but I'm pretty sure I ended up replacing this with a belt. Yeah, I ended up replacing it with a belt later, and because I realized she needed something to hang her tails by, and I say tails plural. Okay, so here I'm just adding like the little, what is it, hooky things where like a belt's supposed to go through on your pants. So yeah, and I thought white was like fine because like I feel like she wouldn't put that much thought into her outfit. She just really wants to get out there, and even though the white belt I guess clashes a little bit more than a black one or a brown one would, she would just use it anyway because she doesn't really care. And so here I'm just adding like some detail to the hem of the belt and some little thingies. And now here I didn't really know how to make a what's it called? Like it goes in your backpack when you like use it for your tail. It's like you like clip it onto things, right? So I ended up kind of drawing a clothespin instead by accident. And this is actually, I decided to use the reference again to try and make the tail, but I made it a lot smaller, kind of like what it would more realistically be. And I cleaned up a bit, and I used some of my fur tools in just a second to clean that up. And I didn't know how far I wanted to be back in the layers, but yeah. And then I considered making it white, but then I remembered that my character is an eastern wolf and a snow owl. And yeah, so I ended up making a thing for snow owls too, which I'll show you in a second once the footage gets there. But yeah, I absolutely love the little fur wispies and all of that stuff. It's a great brush tool. If you're using Sketchbook, you can get those brush tools off of Google. And I think it really just helps it look a little bit more realistic. I mean, I'm not by any means like a realism artist, like no way. I'm just saying like I kind of enjoy making it look like not completely like artificial. I don't know, that's just my personal style thing. So I also had this like feather tool, which is honestly not my favorite tool, but if you add like some more detailing to it, it can look pretty close like a real feather, or maybe like a little pom-pom. And I ended up adding a second one and trimming it down a little bit, and then I merged the layers together. And now it looks like she has like a little feather thing to represent her snowy owl self as well. And so I was like really pausing for a moment because I didn't really know what else to do. I was just kind of like taking a step back, looking at it, enjoying it, and finally I came up with some ideas. I made a new save file and merged everything together, just so I could like make the face a little bit easier. And okay, I think here I was like looking on Google for like face references, base drawings, and I found this really good base drawing. And so I just erased that thing that I had before. It's so bad. And then I used this little thing just to get like the original trace design, but I did end up editing a few little things, and I think you can't really see the ear much anymore at the end of it. And I feel like the style is like a little bit different from the rest of the body, but you know what? I have no idea how to draw. I'm a tracer pretty much. So yeah, don't blame me. These are all free to use bases, by the way. It's like the first one on Google, I think, if you look like side profile face, and that's like the very first one. And then I did add like little lashes to her because I thought that was like really cute, and I didn't really like the smile personally, so I felt like it just didn't really fit her. So I ended up playing around with that and trying to make it smaller and just different. And I'm like, how do I make a face again? Like, how does that work? And I'm like doing like all kind of weird stuff. But I ended up just making the original design, but a little bit smaller. And I made her eye like a very greenish gray. I don't know if that's like an actual eye color that people can have, but if it's not, then I guess she'd probably just be wearing contacts or something, like colored contacts. And then this is me making the eye palette for the hair, like I said earlier. And this is my first try of making hair. I have never like done like side hair before. I mean, honestly, like, what is this atrocity? Like, what is this? I mean, it looks like, yeah, I didn't know whether to make an outline or how to make wispies, or like, I was like really struggling here. And then my dad walked into the room, so I had to close my screen for a bit. And this gives me a great time to talk about my Google Classroom. So there is a pack on Google Classroom. The code is in my description. If you want to join, it would be great to join our pack. For those of you who don't have Reddit or Discord or literally anything else besides YouTube, you can like use it. Just all you need is a non-school email and the code, again, in my description. And I made some tutorials, short videos. It's in a playlist on how to join more specifically if you just can't seem to figure out how. Again, all you need is like a school iPad or whatever. Create yourself an email and then log into Google Classroom with that new email and join the classroom. There's a lot of really great people on there. I think we have like almost 100 or 100 members now. So yeah, we have lots of fun activities there and moderators, and I'm considering even starting like a little writing group on there as well. So you're free to post like, you know, your writing stories about OCs or fan fictions or whatever. You know, if you're not comfortable posting it to Wattpad, or if you just want editing advice, yeah, it's a really great thing. And here I'm just starting to make the hair. I think I ended up doing a little bit of my own thing with the hair as well. Like, I didn't copy anything exactly. So I feel like it'd be weird if I just copied the original artist exactly. Like, even though it is free to use, I feel like that'd be, I don't know, kind of disrespectful somehow a little bit. And the hair was honestly pretty simple once I got that outline done. And I really, really love how it turned out at the end. And I'm like, something feels off here. And I'm like, wait a minute, I did not color in her face at all. I didn't, like, her face is just blank. So I'm like, okay, well, I should probably color that in first. And you know, I'm not really great with like skin details, so don't blame me on that. Oh, you know what? I didn't cover her ear. you know, I am filming this the day after, and I've already forgotten what I did. So, yeah. I made her hair like this very base gray. Even though she is an Eastern Wolf, which is brown, I feel like her hair would just be gray for some reason. I don't know. I feel like maybe it's just naturally like that, or no, it would have to be dyed, huh? Oh, you know what? Mushu just loves the color gray. Okay. But I did add some like little brown tidbits in there to represent the Eastern Wolf, and the whiter bits to represent the Snowy Owl, which she is a Etherean of. So yeah, I just really love how this came out in the end, and I feel like it really represents the Mushu I know and love, and some of you know and love from the book that I'm starting to work on. And I am taking a little bit of a break from writing that because I have a lot going on right now. But yeah, here is the final product, and thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you guys in the next one.